By Bloom's taxonomy, and I think it's the one that's taught, at least in American education programs and colleges. It's one that most everyone is familiar with, and also I teach at an interdisciplinary college where we have a lot of content experts, industry experts, professionals who weren't actually trained in teaching, and Bloom's taxonomy is, it's user-friendly, it makes sense. People can write their learning outcomes, looking at it and figure out how to write outcomes that will take a student from lower order thinking, just memorizing things and regurgitating it, up into the higher order thinking where they're actually creating and processing and analyzing using the content. So we want to teach them both lower and higher order skills. So I use Bloom's taxonomy in that capacity to help me make sure that I'm taking them out of that basic what up into the engaging with the material more critically, and I believe my colleagues do too, and then we have conversations about that when we're doing our program outcomes, whether we're doing both lower and higher order, and we use Bloom's taxonomy as just a gauge to help us do that. So Bloom's taxonomy is a pedagogical framework that's used for categorizing and creating educational goals. Most everyone who has taken teacher training is familiar with that. I happen to teach in an interdisciplinary college where a lot of our faculty are industry or content experts and may or may not have had teacher training, and Bloom's taxonomy is user-friendly. It's easy for them to engage with it in helping write their student learning outcomes, and it provides a common ground across disciplines for us to have a conversation. Though we are all very different in what we teach, what we have in common is that we're all teaching. And so Bloom's taxonomy gives us a language to have conversations about how we write learning outcomes for programs. So there are three levels of complexity in Bloom's taxonomy: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. But the one that we use most often to form learning outcomes for education is the cognitive. And there are 6 major categories in the cognitive framework. And the first one is knowledge, which is memorization. Do I know all the colors on the color wheel? So knowledge, can I learn something, can I memorize it, and can I repeat it? The other 5 levels of Bloom's taxonomy deals with skills and abilities. And so after we have the content, can we manipulate it and use it to accomplish what we need? So the first is to comprehend it. Not only do I know what the 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy are, I can communicate it to you. Okay, I have the ability to communicate it. Can I apply it? Then application is the next one. Can I take that hierarchy and can I use it to help myself write meaningful student learning outcomes? And then analysis, can I draw conclusions? Okay, I've done this, I've applied it, and can I observe and see what its impact was? Can I analyze the situation or measure it? Can I say this happened 5 times, this happened 5 times, this happened 5 times? And then after I analyze that data, can I then evaluate it and say, I've learned from this that I need to make some changes here, or that this is very effective, or the students are learning really well. Can I evaluate my understanding of it in my application? And then synthesizing it. And that's where creativity and innovation come into play, because then after I've had all of those experiences, can a light bulb go off in my head and I can go, you know, this might be more effective if I did this, which is a higher order of thinking, to be able to take the knowledge that you've gained, the experience that you've encountered, and bring all that together and do something amazing and innovative. So that's a higher order level of thinking, and that's where we want our students to get to.